Just close your eyes. Know the peace within.
The very purpose of your being here is only to know what you are. You know that you are, but you are yet to know what you are exactly. Now you come to know that you exist without words. You know you are. This is the beginning of your consciousness. You come to know your presence here only because of consciousness. You come to know that you are. Your I amness itself is only by consciousness. This consciousness is more than words. This consciousness is more than the form. This consciousness is prior to duality. This consciousness is prior to time and prior to movement. But unknowingly, your consciousness does not know that it is consciousness. By not knowing that it is only consciousness, your consciousness is continuously trapped by the form level identities and every concept imposed on it unknowingly to be real, to be real, to be real. See, your consciousness is prior to form. Now it is using the form and knowing itself as I amness. But your consciousness accepts itself to be a tiny form with fixed labels. Now your consciousness, which is beyond form, accepts itself to be a form. By accepting itself to be a form, it accepts birth and death to be real, though they are not so. You are here only because of consciousness, but your consciousness does not know that it is consciousness. Note this point deeply. Your consciousness does not know that it is consciousness because it is yet to go within, beyond words, beyond movements, beyond time, beyond form, beyond space, to know that it is only consciousness. Why you are made to close your eyes here? Because by opening eyes, you are continuously trapped by whatever that is perceived in space to be real. But the reality about yourself is beyond space. How do you know that the reality is beyond space? With eyes open. With eyes open, you are continuously perceiving a show which appears to be real. Only by closing eyes, you are transcending the duality. Just now, your consciousness and this peacefulness, this stillness, which is beyond movement. Peace cannot move. It is not an object. It is your own subject. Stillness cannot move. It is called still because it cannot move. It does not move. It never moves. So you know the stillness only by closing eyes initially. And this stillness is not moving. And your consciousness begins here only. It starts knowing itself as I amness only through stillness. So with the eyes open, you are perceiving a continuous show which appears to be real. And to know the potential of your consciousness and the greatness of the consciousness, and to know the source of the entire manifestations perceived here, you have to transcend the duality. Because truth is beyond duality, prior to duality. To know the truth about yourself, now you are closing your eyes. The beginning of your inner journey is through stillness. Once you know the stillness within, simultaneously you start knowing, your consciousness starts waking up. Here, in this unmoving stillness, your consciousness wakes up. It's only a beginning, it's not final. Now, your consciousness, which was accepting itself to be a form with fixed labels, starts knowing itself what it is and why I am here and how I am here and what is all these things that is perceived within space. It starts investigating through stillness by transcending the duality. Just now, you are that. To know that you are that, you must be conscious of yourself. Because truth is beyond duality. Truth in duality, everything appears, happens, moves and disappears. And truth is unmoving, unchanging and ever present. So you cannot find truth anywhere within space. But you are continuously searching the truth within space and getting frustrated because it is not here. Through movements, the truth cannot be known. It is unmoving, beyond movement, prior to movement. To know the truth about yourself, which is not moving, which is not changing, and which is ever present, you have to transcend the duality. How to transcend the duality? Just by closing eyes. Now, there's no more movie, there's no more show. You are with yourself in utter stillness. In deep sleep, you are like this exactly. But you are not conscious of yourself to know the stillness, peacefulness within you. Now you are more conscious of yourself. So you are able to know the peace within. This peace is not an object to appear and disappear, to move here and there. You cannot say the peace is only in such a place. It's not like that. It is everywhere, the very base, the very fundamental factor out of which entire movements happen is only this stillness. In stillness, there's no movement, zero frequency. Out of this stillness only, every movement begins. happens at a terrific speed, at an unexplainable speed, and entire manifestation is created as cosmos, universe, galaxies, and whatever the term you can use, including all forms within space. Just now, whatever I am telling is only about the just now show, the show which you are perceiving just now is appear to be real. It appears to be real, but not so. If it is real, then how can it change itself? Here everything changes itself. Everything appears, it is being moving here and there as some movements take place, and then again it disappears. How to know that which is beyond movement, that which neither appears nor disappears? Can that which disappear be the truth? Can real appear and disappear? If so, can it be called as a real? Why don't you investigate about yourself? Why don't you spend some time for yourself and find out from where the so-called world happens, from where everything appears, from where everything is happening, and from where everything is disappearing just now. The very purpose of your being here is only to know what you are exactly. Unless you meet a realized, unless you come across a realized, it's not possible to realize your supreme self, which is beyond duality. You are made to close your eyes only to know the consciousness within. Just now you are conscious. You cannot deny it. You want to deny it, you must be conscious. Your consciousness now starts knowing that it is only consciousness. This is the beginning of your journey. Whatever the label that is added to you, that you are so and so, so and so and so, that's all only for outer communication. It's not you. To move within the duality, those labels are added just for convenience. You are not those labels added to you, imposed on you. This you will come to know only by going inwardly. Inwardly means going beyond space, beyond movement. Truth begins only in this unmoving point, this unmoving stillness. Why don't you settle here? Why don't you abide here? Why not you stabilize here? Because you do not know that the truth is within, and you have to be more conscious to know the supreme truth about yourself. Now I am expounding the ultimate truth about yourself, that you are already that. Whether you know it or not, you are already that. Till you know it, you means your consciousness. Your consciousness remains incomplete and struggles within space, taking every part of the movie to be real, to be real, to be real. When are you going to wake up and know that you are already that? Here there are no persons. Head to toe, you are only consciousness. Each and every cell is made of consciousness. Consciousness is nothing but light. Out of light only, every elements happen at a terrific speed, spontaneously, and All objects within space are created spontaneously just now. There's no person here. Every movement is by consciousness. Every creation is by consciousness. Every happening is also by consciousness. But for consciousness, there's nothing here. But you never know that you are consciousness. Then how will you wake up? This subject may be something new to you, what I am explaining here. My class is only to the consciousness which is in search of itself and which wants to wake up from the unreal dream. I say you are the absolute observer and nothing has never happened to you. But unnecessarily and unknowingly you are struggling because you are yet to know what your consciousness is, what your I amness is, what you are. So the first point is to be conscious of yourself through stillness, not through words. Simply by saying I am conscious, it doesn't mean that you are conscious. Again, you are using words. And consciousness is beyond words. How will you know that you are conscious through words? Drop all the words. Just observe silently the way you are now. Wakefulness is certain. So your consciousness, which remains incomplete by accepting itself to be a person, now starts waking up by abiding in stillness. And it completes its journey by totally by transcending itself. How? Simply merging into the source of awareness. Just now, your consciousness is merging in the source of awareness. That's why you feel so relaxed. Whenever you know the stillness, you are in utter relaxation because there's no movement. Through movement, again, object is created and every movement is created and you are immediately trapped by that movement or words or sound. Through this unmoving stillness, your consciousness wakes up. The more and more you are conscious, one day your consciousness will wake up totally and knows its fullness, the wholeness, and declares, yes, I am that, I am the eternal observer, and whatever perceived within space, within duality is not me. Your consciousness declares only upon waking up totally. Wakefulness is total, it is not partial. Your consciousness has to complete its journey, then only it knows its wholeness, the absolute, the ultimate truth about itself. So the very purpose of your consciousness is only to know that it is only the absolute reality beyond duality. Now, by not knowing you are conscious at present, see how your consciousness is struggling by accepting the past to be real, by accepting the future to be real, by accepting the time to be real, by accepting every form and the moments to be real. Because your consciousness is yet to wake up from the perceived dream. In dream, there is no person doing nothing. The entire dream is by the play of the elements in the light of consciousness. Elements interact at a greater speed and every object is created. Just now, not only in your deep sleep, even in this waking state, every element interact at a greater hypothetical combination with the different permutations at a greater unexplainable speed, and zillions of objects are created in no time. And my question is, let anything get created and let anything get destroyed. You are neither created nor to be destroyed. You are ever present here, and you are the absolute observer, ever present, the eternal. When are you going to know that nothing has never happened to you? At present, everything appears to be real throughout the waking state, from morning till night. Every day, so much things are happening at a greater speed. And whatever that happens is getting recorded, photographed, stored by the sensors within nucleic acid, and you never know that you only observe. You never know that you only observe just now. You have no business neither with the movement, nor with any creation, nor with any destruction. Your original nature is only to observe silently without words. Your consciousness, which is trapped by the personality, which is used to use more words, now finds difficult to go beyond words, and it always identifies everything around itself. Now it has to go beyond identification and observe silently. So your consciousness finds difficult to know itself because of continuous usage of words and continuous identification throughout the waking state. Unless it comes across a realized, it's not possible for your consciousness to turn inward and to know what it is exactly. You are also blessed here to listen to this extent through stillness. Imbibe this teaching sincerely. It helps your consciousness to wake up. Just now you are conscious only. Everything begins from your I amness. Everything happens in your I amness. And everything ends up in your I amness. But for you, there's no thing here. When are you going to know? And how will you know? By accepting yourself to be a tiny form, not knowing that without your consciousness, nothing can exist here. Your consciousness is the source of the whole thing that appears here within space. You are the king of kings, but you do not know, you remain begging because you are yet to be conscious of yourself. You are the source of love at the conscious level. You are the giver. Just go on, give without any expectation. You are the source of love. But you start remaining begging because you are not yet conscious of yourself. You are already total, but your consciousness never knows it because it is not yet conscious of itself. You are already complete, This also your consciousness never knows, because it is not yet conscious of itself. You are perfect. I tell you, you are perfect already. This also your consciousness does not know, because it is not yet conscious of itself. It is not yet conscious of itself. So the whole sickness within duality is that your consciousness unknowingly accepts itself to be something which is not itself. Note this point. Your consciousness unknowingly accepts itself to be something else which is not itself. So it remains only struggling, because it is searching itself through materials, through matter, through object. But the truth is beyond object, beyond matter, and beyond space. Yes, there's no reality within space. The space itself is the biggest screen in which everything is being reflected. Entire matter is only reflected in space as objects. Every object is nothing but the reflection of the light, not real. The real is within. So your consciousness wakes up from the perceived dream only by being conscious of itself. By not remaining conscious of itself, your consciousness takes the dream to be real and accepts the dream to be real, and unwilling to accept the real teachings by the realized, because your consciousness is yet to be conscious of itself. The whole sickness within duality is your consciousness is not yet conscious of itself. The only remedy, the only medicine is to be conscious of yourself. Your consciousness needs to be conscious of itself. Then only your consciousness knows that everything is only arising out of itself. Your consciousness knows that everything arises only out of itself. How? Only by going inwardly. The seed of the entire manifestation is within. Like how you plant, you sow a seed on the earth, and only its expressions are within space, as whatever you see as a tree or plants or whatever it is, the seed is hidden in the soil. Exactly here, the seed of entire manifestation is hidden. It is beyond space. Within space, you cannot find out. Your consciousness contains the seed of entire manifestation. Your consciousness contains the entire potential of the whole manifestation. First, you must find out whatever you describe about, whatever you remain worried about, from where do they all happen but for your consciousness? My question is, how do you know that you exist? Can you know that you exist unless you are conscious? How your presence is known that you are here but for consciousness? What is the principle by which everything is happening, appearing here within space, without which there's nothing here in space? That principle is nothing but your I amness consciousness. The only thing that you need to know or realize is that everything happens, arises only out of your consciousness just now. That's why I'm helping you, helping your consciousness to be conscious of itself. You don't require any time or words or money or any support to be conscious of yourself. Your presence is self-evident. You don't abide within yourself. Yourself contains all. Just now, I cannot tell any story. I can only relieve you from all imposed stories, unknowingly, whatever that is imposed on you. I can uproot the ignorance in you. Your consciousness is in utter ignorance, but by not knowing itself. And your consciousness wakes up once it knows itself. Your consciousness is full of love, the source of love. You find love and beauty everywhere. In your consciousness only everything is created. You will find beauty everywhere. And you will not find any division here once you are conscious. You stay beyond divisions. So you feel so relaxed. You feel so peaceful. Along with peace, you start knowing the joy also. It is there very much. Once you abide in stillness and start knowing the peace, you start knowing the joy also along with peace. This peace and joy are your companions. Only through peace and joy your consciousness wakes up. This peace and joy can be known only in utter relaxation. Are you relaxed? Always? Because you are searching something which is not you, then how can you remain relaxed? If your search is sincere and authentic, you will search only yourself. If your search is authentic, you will not search anything except yourself. If your search is sincere, you will not search anything here in space, and you start remaining conscious of yourself. Be sincere and authentic in your search. Automatically your consciousness wakes up. What are you doing here? What are you searching here? Why are you wasting time here? Each and every nanosecond is so much essential to wake up and know your eternal beauty, beyond limitations. You are beyond boundaries, beyond birth and death concepts. You have no limitations. You have no beginning and no ending. When are you going to know? If your search is sincere and authentic, right now you can know. To know what you are, first be conscious of yourself. Stay beyond words and observe silently. Nothing can prevent your knowing, I tell you. Once your determination is to know yourself, because you are continuously trapped and dragged throughout the waking state, by not knowing what you are searching yourself through materials. You are searching yourself by accumulating materials. Through possessions you want to know yourself. It's impossible. Yourself is beyond matter, beyond limitation, beyond space, beyond duality. How can you know yourself? That's why you don't remain relaxed. You remain always tensed, depressed, or frustrated. Because your search is not authentic. Your search is not sincere. You are searching something which is not you. At present, you are only consciousness. Why don't you remain conscious of yourself and get to know what you are? At least after coming here, listen to this teaching sincerely and imbibe this teaching sincerely, because only these teachings can wake you up. And these teachings are only to indicate the truth within you. Because I know what you are. I know your real value beyond duality, beyond limitations. And you are yet to wake up. I'm helping each and every word of my teachings only help to wake up your consciousness within. Consciousness is within, only its expressions and reflections are outside. And you are continuously dragged down by the reflections to be real, to be real. Then how will you wake up? Because you are continuously dragged by the dream. You want to extend the dream, then how will you wake up and know what you are? You are more than the dream. You are more than the space. But you are longing for something within space which is not yourself. And you are accepting everything to be yourself within space, though they are not real. Because the reality within you is yet to be explored. To explore the reality within you only, now you are made to close your eyes and know the stillness within. Just be here. Know the unmoving stillness. You can't miss yourself. It is very much there. It's not an object to move here and there so that you can run and chase after it. It is unmoving and ever present. How can you miss it? How do you miss it? And why do you miss it? Just now you are that. To know this absolute truth, your consciousness needs to wake up totally. The only way to wake up totally is to abide in stillness and stay beyond words. The remedy is very, very simple. But the simplest thing looks the toughest thing for you because you are continuously carried away by words, words, words. You do not know how to stay beyond words and observe silently the way you are now. I am here only to help your consciousness, only to wake up your consciousness because your highest potential remains unknown to you so that you can remain relaxed forever and ever and ever. You are in utter relaxation inwardly. Why not you go inward and find out what it is? It is only you who is perceiving the dream, and it is only you who is struggling through the dream, and it is only you who needs to wake up and know that the dream is not real and whatever perceived is not real, and you are the constant observer beyond duality, beyond divisions, beyond space, and you are ever present here, and nothing has never happened to you, and you are already that, and you are always that. Trust me, I can help you to realize what you are exactly. Just be with me beyond words and know